We are live.
There we go. Bonbini, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show show.
Like where we just talked to you.
I need to go to my comments portion here.
Oh, yeah.
We've already got, I believe that's Larry, Plum Travelers. Welcome. And my mom, Mama Sandy, is in there. Tony Dials. Hey, Tony Dials. Look, Tony, you know this episode's kind of for you, right? We got, that's it. I think that's it right now. So don't forget to smash that thumbs up. If you are new to the podcast, the way it works is we hang out for the next 13 minutes and then we start the podcast. We don't interact too much with the chat during the podcast because we record it as an audio podcast as well that people listen to in the future. So we want to keep it relevant. However, we do occasionally look for your comments and such. And today's episode, since we're going to be talking about Labadee, Haiti, and neither one of us have been there, we might be looking to you guys if you've been to Haiti for a little backup on info and stuff like that. So
Mike is on. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
And we've got Adam joining us from his Jimmy Buffett concert.
Where are you at Jimmy Buffett concerts at? Is he playing? Well, I guess he practically lives over there. We got the new green screen, which my ginger ale is quite fond of. Look at that. But we got to tweak it still, but it's working out okay for this first time.
Yeah, I mean, we got it when we got home, and we spent some time attempting to get it to work, and I think it'll work for tonight.
Yeah, I think so. So, Delray Beach. Okay, cool. Cool. Look, Mike, I know we were just talking a little bit about Vegemite, and if you want to do Vegemite, let me know, and I will tell you how to properly eat Vegemite, because I think that's the problem that many non-Australians make, is they don't really know what they're doing, and so they eat Vegemite wrong, and then it tastes disgusting, and then they think Vegemite's gross, when they might just be doing it wrong. So let me know, and I will help you out, my friend.
So someone on Facebook just gave us a heart. I think it's my mom because that's her comment on everybody's stuff. But if you're not, whoever Facebook user is, go to, in the description, there's a link that you need to click on to basically so that we know who you are. Let Facebook and StreamYard agree. Can you turn that down?
It is down. I don't know why the iPad won't mute completely on StreamYard. It's weird.
Let's see. Tony said, what is the preferred method for watching, YouTube or Facebook, or is it one and the same? You can watch on either. We prefer YouTube just because we're trying to get our YouTube out there, and it's easier for us to kind of work with that.
I mean, just pop over there and give us a thumbs up on YouTube.
Yeah, but you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's really up to you. It's really what's more convenient for you is what's the most important. Yeah. And hey, we got Mallory and I'm assuming Andrew in the house.
Yes, and Stacy here is too.
Stacy's having some dinner, but is going to join us when they get home from dinner. Oh, look at that. That is your mom. You were right.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Mama Kimbra is on there now.
Mama Kimbra.
Oh, Mama Tammy.
Yeah, you don't say Mama Matt.
Yeah, no, I don't say Mama Matt. Matt's mom. Mama Sandy and
Kimbra
Mama
does not like Vegemite. I'll eat it like a bite, but no, I don't like it.
Oh, Andrew's in there too. He's got his own.
He's his own person. Cool.
So I am drinking. Yes. Well, you probably can't really see this, but
you can't read it.
It's a ginger ale zero, Schweppes ginger ale zero. I approve. If you like the zero beverages. It's pretty good. Tastes like ginger ale. Just doesn't have any calories.
Which is the best way to drink things.
Speaking of calories, we've been dieting for a while now. I hit a milestone. I've hit the 200-pound mark, which was my original goal. Now it's not my ultimate goal. I knew that going into it, but I wanted to hit 200 pounds by my birthday, and I'm still a little over a month out from my birthday. So I'm readjusting my goal now. And this time it's going to go in smaller increments. So my next goal is 190. I don't think I'll hit that by my birthday. I'd like to hit 195 by my birthday. That's probably doable.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see. And then during my birthday week, since we have Mama Tammy and Mama Sandy, and we're going to be going to like Tarpon Springs and eating Greek food, and then going to St. Augustine and
eating whatever food we want.
There'll probably be like some pounds coming back, but then they'll drop right off again. So no worries.
Yeah. Gina jumped in to say, hey, but they'll be back after dinner. My mom said a bit slow on catching on to how to do this. But
No
you
worries.
did it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Mike, look, it's not, Kimbra did eat Vegemite correctly because I made sure that she did. She's just not a fan, but she doesn't like think it's totally disgusting, I don't think.
I just don't think it's totally good.
She just doesn't really like it. That's the difference. Like you see people try it. This is what they do. This is what a lot of people do that don't know how to eat Vegemite. They'll take like a spoon or like you'd be buttering bread maybe if you're putting it on toast, and they'll eat that much. And that's not how you do it. That's like dumping a whole half shaker of salt on your French fries.
Right. That doesn't work.
No, that's not the right way. You just want like just a little dab spread over the toast. Just that's it. Just a little smidgen.
Like a pea size.
Yeah. And then you may, as I have discovered, your tolerance may grow, and then you may want to add more Vegemite.
But not too much.
No. I mean, yeah, I've overdone it. I've gotten a little carried away a couple times and overdone it, and then I'm like, because it's really salty, but it's also savory. It's like a savory, salty flavor. So I don't know how else to describe it, really.
So real quick, I'm sure we're going to say it at least one more time, but if you are just joining us and you haven't done this with us before, the way this works is at 9:00, we are going to begin the podcast recording. So we'll chat up until then. While we're doing the podcast itself, we won't really communicate a whole lot with the chat unless something relevant pops up or if we ask a question. And then after the podcast, we'll roll the credits and then we'll hang out for a little bit more and chat.
Now, if you are looking for a regular live stream from us, and we're going to talk about this during the podcast portion, but we are going to be doing a regular, like normal live type thing on June 5th for a charity event called Helping Hands for Cruising, which is the Down Under Cruisers and several other, I think, groups are responsible for it. Down Under Cruisers kind of started it. There's a bunch of groups that are going to be doing a marathon on June 5th. And I'll read those all on the podcast once we're actually live and doing the actual podcast part. So that'll be a good opportunity. If you want to do a regular live stream type experience with us, we'll be on for an hour. And we'll probably do some regular live streams here and there in the future as well. It'll be more your standard typical live stream where we're really just interacting with you guys the whole time because we enjoy that as well. Oh, I just got a message from Sean from the Under Cruisers now.
What's he say?
Oh, they're no worries, Sean. If you watch this feature, he's got a previous engagement he's got to go on and promote.
Oh, so, he's saying he's not going to be on our
yes.
live. That's funny.
That's all right. I know it's hard. I think there is another channel that's going live that's part of that whole thing, and I think it's Us and More. And so it's hard. There's so many channels now that go live to try and find a time when nobody else is. So
yeah,
spread the love. That's what we say. Stick with us one week and somebody else another week, and then go back and watch them after the fact and stuff. Make sure to smash that thumbs up too if you are watching right now or in the future on YouTube.
Subscribe, bell, all those things that's scrolling across the bottom of our screen.
All right, what do we got? 4 minutes left.
4 minutes. Tell us something. What are you doing this weekend?
I know what we're doing this weekend.
There we go. MGM Family Travel says, hey.
Hey, MGM. We are working tomorrow.
We are. Yes.
We don't usually work on Saturdays, but they were desperate, and we were able to take off last Monday. But the fun part is done, and now tomorrow we have to work.
And then we get a one-day weekend.
Yes, that's kind of unfortunate, but whatever. It is what it is. Desperate times and all that. So So that's what we're doing. So
Yeah.
we'll be getting up bright and early and going to the aquarium and not doing our normal typical roles. We'll actually be working on the floor, talking to people at touch habitats and
telling them not to stab their fingers into the jellies.
Yes.
And Tony says they're dropping their health mandates in Ohio on June 2nd.
Yeah, there's been a lot of positive change, you know.
Yeah.
I hope everybody still stays safe out there. Please be safe for yourself and other people. But there is a lot of positive stuff happening right now that is exciting. Hopefully we can get this cruise thing going again.
Yes.
If politics don't get in the way, then I think we will. If you're wondering about the picture, by the way, this is not one we took, which I thought we'd be able to find a good picture, but I don't know. We got the green screen literally today when we got home from work, so we were not prepared for that. But this is from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Aeronautics Association. Wow, why can't I remember what NOAA stands for? And anyway, it's definitely a Caribbean coral reef because there's a sergeant major above my head right there, and that looks like some elkhorn coral. Anyway, it looks like a Caribbean reef. I'm not sure where it's from, but yeah.
We've got Michael on. He says Texas is about to be the center of cruising.
Yeah. That may be if our governor doesn't loosen up on what the cruise lines need to do for vaccines, and we may not be able to cruise out of Florida, which is really sad.
Is a bummer.
But Texas, you'll be good to go, and Baltimore and Louisiana.
I saw that.
I don't know.
Alaska is going to start allowing cruising too.
Cool.
Yeah, like something about bypassing Canada to go to Alaska.
It's very exciting. It's exciting. I know Carnival just canceled a bunch of cruises, but they kept some going for July. We'll see if those really go. One of them's out of Miami, so
yeah,
we'll
two in Galveston and one in Miami. We've got 1 minute. See. You want to do our spiel right before we
yes
go?
We can do that.
So if you have just jumped on, or if you haven't joined us, in just 1 minute, we are going to start the podcast recording, and we won't be communicating or interacting a whole lot with the chat unless something comes up or is relevant to what we're talking about. It'll go for about an hour-ish, and then we'll roll the credits. After the credits, we will hang out and chat some more.
That's it.
That's it. And in that...
Come with me, we're going on a fantastic cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your fantastic cruise.
Bon Beanie, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And whoops, you caught me there because I was going to turn the air down so we don't overheat our camera again. But welcome to the podcast. If you're listening in the future, watching in the future, or if you are live with us now on Facebook or YouTube.
In the studio audience.
In the live studio. Live at Fintastic Studios. Live studio audience.
That sounds so cool. Much cooler than what it actually is.
Maybe someday we'll do a live recording in front of real people.
That would be kind of cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be awesome. Hey, there is
Dan,
yeah, in the audience. So anyway, we don't have a lot of news to get into for this podcast. We're going to get right into the topic pretty fast. I don't think we have anything except for the one thing we want to talk about.
The one thing, which is
the thing we talked about, the Down Under Cruisers.
Oh, right. That you want to start with that. Got it. We can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so here's what we're talking about. If you are new out there, there is a group. If you listen to the podcast, you probably heard them last week. The Down Under Cruisers. They have a YouTube channel, a Facebook group. We talked about last week. They have this really cool charity called Helping Hands for Cruising. Go ahead and throw up the logo there. And basically, what they do is they try and raise money to help people who are maybe not able to cruise for various reasons to go on a cruise. And they have their first person that is going with them on their group cruise, Kenneth. They call him Kenny, but it always says Kenneth. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what she goes by.
I
But
think he goes by Kenny.
Kenny. Well, anyway, we want to support this. We think it's a really great cause, and it's pretty awesome. So basically, they are doing a cruise-a-thon on June 5th. That's June 5th in United States time. And it's going to be going like all day long. And there's going to be a bunch of people that are doing segments, either a half an hour or a full hour. Some people will be just submitting videos to try and raise money for Helping Hands for Cruising. And I have
So real quick before you go into that, just so that I can put the logo down. So this is the logo, and actually Matt created it to help out. I will take a little bit of credit for helping with the idea of it, but it's all Matt.
Well, all right. Anyway, that's not what it's about.
No,
All
it's
right.
not. It's
So
not.
so here is the current itinerary. We can say itinerary like it's a cruise, right? This could change possibly. I think this is pretty solid though. So 8 a.m. that is Eastern Standard Time, Down Under Cruisers. Then at 8:30, Arthur's Cruises. Then 9 until 10 is Rally Creative. 10 to 11 is Griswold Family Vacay. 11 until noon is Travel Tour Taste. From noon until 1 is Life is Good Today. From 1 until 2 is Journey with the Gingers. From 2 until 3 is Plump Travelers. From 3 until 4 is Spiker's Crazy Adventures. From 4 until 5 is J&N Travels. From 5 until 6 is some people called Fintastic Studios. That's the YouTube channel. If you're listening to the podcast going, I thought you were Fintastic Cruising. Yes, we were not smart when we did all this, but the YouTube channel is Fintastic Studios. The podcast is Fintastic Cruising. So 6 to 7 is RV by the Wayside. 7 to 8 is some group called Lovey's Fat Life. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. But I hear they're kind of nice people. 8 to 9 is the Traveling Gilberts. 9 to 10 is Us and More, who I believe are live right now as we are. So go check them out too. Watch their video. And then at 10 o'clock to 11 is the Ship Show. And then finally at 11, you get the Down Under Cruisers all over again. So quite an itinerary. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there'll be links and stuff at the time also to donate to help this awesome cause. If you are interested in doing something beforehand, just go to Facebook, look for Helping Hands for Cruising. There's a YouTube channel.
The number 4.
Yes, the number 4. Go to the Down Under Cruisers. There's information there. When we go on there live and stuff, we'll have it in there. If you look at the show notes from last week, there's information.
I can toss it in this week too.
Yeah, so there you go. So lots of opportunity for that. So that's our exciting news. It's coming up, and there are a lot of really cool people that are involved in that. And just really, just another great thing that the cruising community is so awesome, because people really stand together and help out, and people are just chomping at the bit to help with these sorts of things. And it just it warms the heart in this day and age when we all have to deal with people maybe not being their best. Certainly if you work in a public space, you've dealt with a lot of harshness lately, and this kind of turns that down a little bit. So pretty cool. All right.
Is it time to get into the main topic?
Time to get into the main topic.
So the main topic was inspired by my first official cruise booking.
Yes.
And
the one, the only.
Well, I mean, technically there's 3.
No, there's only one.
Well, I guess there's only one. Okay.
There can be only one.
Okay.
There's one Tony Dials. There's
There's 3 rooms.
There's 3 rooms. He's not staying in all of them.
No,
but
that's true.
He has friends.
Anyways,
and a wife.
So one of the things that Tony does when he books a cruise is he focuses on that cruise and only that cruise until that cruise happens.
I don't know at all what that's like.
Yeah, right. And he has been asking for details nonstop about these ports and excursions and everything that he can do. So Tony, this episode is for you.
Aww.
It is Labadee, Haiti.
Labadoozie.
Labadoozie.
That's the drink. So there's a lot of reasons to go to Labadee, Haiti. It is, first of all, it is a Royal Caribbean Corporation private island. So the only way you're getting there is Royal Caribbean or like Celebrity or something like that. You can't go on Carnival or MSC or any of those cruise lines. Norwegian's not going to get you there. And as far as I know, that's the only port in Haiti that you can visit on a cruise.
Is it?
I think so. I could be wrong about that. There may be another port in Haiti, but I don't think so. At least not with the major cruise lines.
I didn't do research on that.
I think that's it. Because Haiti, look, Haiti's an interesting country. It's part of Hispaniola, which is a pretty big island, and most of Hispaniola is the Dominican Republic, which you can go to on other cruise lines. And I've been there to 2 different ports. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 cruise ports on Hispaniola or on Dominican Republic. But Haiti is kind of is a third, I think, of it on the west side of the island, but it is pretty big still. It's actually the 3rd largest country in the Caribbean behind Cuba and the Dominican Republic. So I guess it's bigger than Puerto Rico then, unless Puerto Rico is not considered a country. But it said my research said it was the 3rd largest.
Okay.
So Haiti, by the way, means land of high mountains. So this is one of the cool things about, if you live in Florida, it's very flat. But if you go to some of these Caribbean islands, especially in that portion, talking St. Thomas area and Puerto Rico and Hispaniola, there's some mountainous areas. So this has a lot of elevation. Let's just say it's been inhabited since at least 5000 BC. But of course, Europeans got over there around the time of Columbus. Columbus was there. And let me just tell you, I did a lot of research on Haiti. That's not really what we're going to focus on. But sometimes when I look at these islands, I get stuck looking at their history. And I spent a good portion of time looking at Haiti's history. And man, I feel for the people of Haiti. They have not had an easy history. Like it's been slavery. It's been disease. It's been economic hardship. It's been European countries fighting for control. Like it's been horribly corrupt governments. It's just been one problem after another. It's still, they've had hurricanes. They've had that horrible earthquake that was so devastating. It has not been easy for the people of Haiti. Not at all. So the average income of a person in Haiti is apparently about $2 a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And if a lot of the people in that country, like some of the other Caribbean areas that are pretty poor, a lot of them live in like shanty towns and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons why the earthquake was extra devastating. I mean, it was a bad earthquake, but really devastating for them. So anyway, that is Haiti. But the part that you'll be going to is Labadee, Haiti, which is kind of closed off from the rest of Haiti. You can't really even leave the port area, not because of COVID, just because that's the way it is, unless you go on one of their excursions. So this is kind of like a Coco Cay kind of experience, but most of the stuff happens right there. They do have some things you can do that get you away from there. But before we go any further with that, because we're going to get into like options that you have and a little bit more about Labadee. One of the things that I know about Labadee is that they have a drink that is served on Labadee, which is called the Labadoozie. And it's a very popular drink. Many people have lots of positive things to say about this drink. Apparently, it's similar to the Coco Loco, but they add an extra ingredient. So Kimbra and I have made some Labadoozies.
Yes.
And we've got them already mixed and stuff in our little, we put it in the refrigerator. It's frozen drink. I'm going to grab it so we can pour those into our glasses, and then we'll tell you how to make a Labadoozie.
Because we need a drink while we're doing this. Otherwise, we're not going to make it through. That's not true.
All right. What I don't have is you have
I
the
have the
glasses.
glasses.
Excellent. Okay, so if you are watching, it's sort of it's actually a coral colored drink.
Oh, it is a coral.
It's a very pretty drink.
We should have grabbed napkins or something.
Who needs napkins?
Okay.
I have short sleeves. And I'm just going to pour it in here. Now, the Labadoozie, I know...
No, that's not going to work.
That's not going to work?
No, you got to take the whole lid off.
Okay, the Labadoozie is a drink that our friend John Klaykowski has coveted and has been unsuccessful at finding this drink. He's been on lots of Royal Caribbean ships, and he says, hey, make me a Labadoozie. And they either say, oh, we can't do that, or one bartender made him a Labadoozie and then told him it wasn't really a Labadoozie, it was a Coco Loco, because it didn't have one of the ingredients that makes it different.
Okay.
So
I'll be back. I might have to go pour this in there and bring it back.
okay, this is going to take some extra extra work. So while she's doing that, I will tell you. Sorry, I will tell you what is in this drink, the Labadoozie. So basically, there are some fruit juices, or really fruit concentrates, but you can use juices. You just got to add a little more juice, and those would be orange juice, pineapple juice, and this is the key ingredient that separates it apparently from the Coco Loco, and that is papaya juice. So you mix those juices in, and if you want a recipe, you can go on Royal Caribbean's page, and they have the actual recipe on there, so you can get the exact amounts and stuff like that. But then you're also going to add some other things. So you're going to add some cream of coconut. We got one called Simply Squeeze Cocoa Real Gourmet Cream of Coconut, but you can get it in a little can thing as well. You're going to put in a little bit of grenadine, okay, which is like a sweetened cherry syrup. You're going to put in some dark rum. We actually used Dourley's, which is, I don't know if it's technically a dark rum. I'll see if I can put this closer, if it'll focus on it here. There we go. But it's a decent, it's a decent rum. It's from Barbados. Yeah. And then you're also going to put in some coconut rum. And I didn't want to go with the usual that everybody goes with coconut rum. So we tried this Blue Chair Bay. There we go. Oh, it likes my face. Blue Chair Bay coconut rum, which is actually really good. This bottle is sticky though, which is kind of freaking me out a little bit, but because we've only opened it once and tried a couple little shots. Very smooth though, I have to say. I was like, well, we could buy the cheap stuff that everybody gets, and I have nothing against that, but I wanted to go a little fancier, and I don't regret it. This Blue Chair Bay is I don't know if it's like the most exclusive coconut rum. It's probably not, but I will say it's just good stuff. It's good stuff. All right, here we go. So thank you, Kimbra.
I just want to say it's a good thing we didn't do that in here,
because
it got
made a mess.
Yeah, well, because we made it and it was a frozen drink, and then we put it in the fridge, so it kind of like.
Did you say fridge?
I did.
Fridge. We put it in the fridge.
So it solidified a little bit, and it would have been bad.
Now, this is a low alcohol drink, so you can drink a lot of these out in the sun, not dehydrate yourself.
Oh, wait.
Anything like that?
You cannot drink that yet.
Oh, you're right. Forgot. And this was, we had to complete the task. I know if you're listening, this is not super exciting right now, but basically we've got the drink. So go and watch the YouTube or the Facebook, probably the YouTube, and you can see this beautiful coral colored drink. We do have a reusable large bore straw that makes it easier to get this drink out, but it is missing one ingredient that we had to add, and our Total Wine didn't have these, but we found them at Publix, and you may be guessing what that is. Well, I don't know, she got lost in the kitchen. I'm not sure. I'm not allowed. You know how hard it is to have a drink like this in your hand and not be able to drink it?
Well, you're gonna have to wait, because this is not.
All right, she's back. Let's see what she's got. Oh, look at that. Look at that. we've got the umbrellas. It's looking at Kimbra. I don't blame it. I look at Kimbra too. But there we go.
Oh, mine's gonna. I didn't even think about the color I picked.
Oh, she's got a green umbrella. The green screen.
Oh well.
It's going to be really freaky. Like who knew we had special effects today? All right, stick it in there, and there we go.
You can't see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
I mean, you can see the top of it.
I mean, mine's wigging out a little bit too.
That's okay.
That's all right. Here we go. Cheers. All right. So I would love to tell you that this is the first time we tried this drink, but
we tested it last night.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know what we were doing, so we wanted to make sure that we knew what we were doing.
Now, here's the thing about this Labadoozie is that don't come to us for drink recipes because that is not our thing. Like, we like drinks, but we're not like professional drink makers. Like, go check out like the Degenerate Cruisers. They're like experts at drinks. Adventures Ahead, they're pretty good at drinks. You know, these are the people to watch. If you want to know about fish and reptiles, we're the people for you. Scuba diving, snorkeling, we're the people for you. Making drinks, no, we're not your we're not your answer. But I can tell you, this is quite tasty.
I'm actually impressed that this turned out because I know that there's other drinks we've attempted that have not.
Yes, that's true.
So this has been a success twice now because we did it last night and tonight.
That's right. That's right. Now, here's the thing. I like everything that's in this drink. There's nothing in this drink that I don't like. But for you, that's not the case.
It's not. Basically, in this drink, I like the rum.
Yeah.
And the grenadine.
Yeah, because you don't like orange juice.
Nope.
You don't like pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice is okay in small amounts.
You don't like coconut.
I don't like
coconut. Which is almost an end for this whole thing. You don't like coconut. But anyway, you don't like... What else is in it?
I mean, papaya juice.
Papaya juice.
I've never had papaya juice by itself.
Papaya juice. I love papaya juice. I love papayas. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't love this drink, but I don't dislike it. My preference would be a half glass, but I will drink.
I'm getting a headache right now from and See the World with Chris says they're making homemade Butterfinger ice cream in the comments there. That sounds delightful.
That sounds really good.
That sounds really amazing. All right, so the Labadoozie, okay, it's worth it if you like those things. Maybe if you don't, check it out. This would be so good and refreshing on like a hot day.
Oh yeah,
in the sun.
Swimming up to like the beach, the floaty bar off of the beach, which you can do.
You can.
We might talk about it if we get to it.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to what you can do in Labadee, Haiti. So this is easy because since only one cruise line really goes there, I mean, technically Celebrity and Royal go there. We just are going to go through some of the options that we see on Royal Caribbean's website. We did a little research on some of these things, so we know a little bit about them, and we've asked some of you questions about it. Thank you to Dave and Sue from Australia for letting us use that picture for our thumbnail of the signs at Labadee, Haiti. So what do we got?
So we're going to start with the excursions that are offered. And then if we haven't run out of time, we can talk about some of the other things that are around.
Okay.
So as far as excursions, they offer an excursion called a luxury sailing yacht experience.
Okay.
Which is a 3-hour excursion.
Is it a 3-hour tour?
A 3-hour tour.
That sounds a little iffy.
It does.
Sounds a little skiffy.
If your captain's name is the skipper, go ahead and get off and pick something else. Unless
you just want to live. I mean, Gilligan's Island didn't seem like that bad of a deal.
I agree. They seem to be doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just a sail on this yacht. You get some complimentary alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. You get to go on some remote islands and swim in some tropical waters and relax on deck. So that's, it's not bad. Not a bad deal.
Yeah.
a nice short tour.
Yes. And then there is a Paradise Cove Escape and Haitian Village Experience, which is also a 3-hour.
Seems to be a theme.
I don't think that's the case for all of them.
Oh, okay.
Because
All
I
right.
looked at all of them before we did this.
This takes you to a private beach, a little scenic boat ride to Paradise Cove, and then you can. It looks like there's some. You go on a complimentary cocktail, embark on a kayak adventure along the shore, and then you go on with a knowledgeable guide, teaching you the village experience the sights, sounds, and rhythms. So it's a little bit of a cultural experience, and these are mentioning like fishermen's boats and stuff out there.
It says learn how peanut butter and coffee are prepared.
Like peanut butter flavored coffee?
It says listen to local music and learn how peanut butter and coffee are prepared.
And one thing we have heard about Haiti is that some of the sales people can be a bit aggressive. So just be careful of that. One of our friends said that he went to the little marketplace and they asked what his name was. He told them, and they immediately etched his name onto a shot glass. I've got a friend in my glass here. And then wanted him to buy it. And he was like, no. And look, I feel for the people. Like I said, they've been through a lot, but they can be a little aggressive. Just know that. And maybe if you're not comfortable with that, stay away from the vendors. But even some of the videos that we watched, they were talking about boats coming out to them to try and sell them stuff, which is pretty aggressive selling. So, okay.
And so the next option is a Sandvar Island adult party.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a power boat that will take you out for a leisurely cruise.
2.5-hour tour.
Yes. So
it's a little private island. It's like a little bitty tiny island that you can go hang out on. And yeah, this is also, we're going to talk about, there's a snorkeling excursion and they take you right by this little island as well. So you might be able to see a little bit of coral from this island. One of the things that we've heard is that this is not the place to go for snorkeling and scuba diving. There's really no scuba diving excursions offered that we saw at all. But the snorkeling excursion, we actually watched Don's family
travel.
Wow, I can't think of it. It's not that strong, folks. But anyway, watching the video, I was like, well, this looks kind of cool. And then he kind of gave his 2 cents about it. And I guess he was out there for 40 minutes and all the cool stuff we saw in like 2. So, but there was some snorkeling from the shore that looked like it was okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of rubbly reef. If you're not like really into snorkeling, it's probably not going to be that exciting. There's not like lots of big bright fish jumping out. It's more little stuff. It reminded me of maybe some of the rubbly areas in Half Moon Cay or something like that. I love that kind of area. It's probably, not the best snorkeling place, but there is stuff to snorkel at. The other thing that we found from watching different videos and stuff is that it seems like the water gets pretty clouded up once a lot of people get there and start kicking everything up. So that may, it might make it less good.
Yeah. The next option is Amiga Island Experience.
That was an old computer, I think, the Amiga.
Was it?
I think so.
Okay. And it's a scenic cruise to Amiga Island. I did not read all the details on these. I just read what they were.
It's another boat ride. This one is a 3-hour tour. It's another 3-hour tour. This is the theme here. And there's
sip a complimentary signature Amiga cocktail.
Oh, is it the Labadoozie or is it something different?
I don't know. It's a signature Amiga cocktail.
Has anybody had the signature Amiga cocktail? What's that all about? But there's a picture of the island. It's another little island that you can go and hang out at.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yes. And then the next. Oh, goodness.
So one of the things that is interesting about places like Labadee is because it is a cruise owned port. There's a lot of stuff to do right in the port. You don't have to pay to do these extra things, but sometimes it can get a little crowded. Maybe it won't be for a while. And so you can pay a little extra to get to this further off spot. So that's kind of right on a boat. I mean, you're on a ship, but then you get on a boat. So these are some of the reasons you would want to do some of these sorts of things. What do we got here?
So speaking of at the port itself, the next one is the Arawak Aqua Park, which is what are you doing?
I thought it was raining.
Okay.
Make it rain, make it. Sorry.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Anyways, the Aqua Park is basically a bunch of floaty things that you can climb all over and stuff in the water off of one of the beaches.
Yeah, if you've been to Coco Cay, they have these there. I've seen them other places too. It's basically a bunch of inflatable things that make up a water park. You pay money, you get to go do it. A lot of fun for the kids. Probably not great for adults. Maybe like young adults might enjoy this. But yeah, it seems more like a kid thing. That would be a lot of fun. I would have enjoyed that as a child.
Yep. And then you can also get the Aqua Park and Dragon's Tail coaster combo, which is basically it gives you time at the Aqua Park. And then you can also go on the Dragon's Tail roller coaster, which is, was it 300 feet of track?
Something like that. Yeah, we should probably talk about that because there's two real things that stand out about Labadee, Haiti besides the Labadoozie. And those things are both named Dragon something, which automatically should make us more interested in it. But basically the first one is this roller coaster. So this is not a typical roller coaster. Think like bobsled is how it's often described. It's usually going to be one person that sits on these sort of toboggan type cars. It is a wheeled track, and you basically go down. It's not a huge track, but what's interesting about it is the maximum weight is 350 pounds if you have two people on there. So maybe you could have an adult and a kid, or two very skinny people could go in there. But no, most of the time it's going to be individuals riding on there, and you have brakes. So you can cause this to stop and stuff, and you can control your speed. The maximum speed it'll go is like 30 miles per hour. Mm-hmm. It looks kind of treacherous, but it looks kind of cool. I know several people who have gone on it, and I've seen some of the photographs they've taken, and there are some amazingly beautiful scenes. If you watch some videos of this, just gorgeous scenery that you can see. There's our friend Dave riding on there.
He posted this, so I feel like I can post it.
I'm sure, because when I asked him if I could use a sign, he was like, "Don't ever ask me for anything.
Yeah,
just do it."
I'm not asking, I'm just doing it. But there you can see it's just a real small, like I think you buckle in with a seatbelt, and then like you kind of control the speed.
Yep. So it looks kind of interesting, and it's very unique. Like there are other coasters like that exist, but there aren't very many. So it is a very unique experience, especially in the cruise world. I think there might be something similar in Jamaica, maybe, but and I know there's stuff like that in other places, but kind of a cool thing. And the scenery is just breathtaking scenery. Now, there's also another dragon thing, which is called the Dragon's Breath Zipline. And this is what it boasts. It's like the longest zip line in the Caribbean or something like that. Or the highest one in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's basically, it's a one zip, and you go down the side of this mountain because there are kind of mountainous areas or hills. It goes pretty fast. I think 50 or 60 miles per hour, I want to say it goes.
Something like that.
It's fast. You sit in kind of a harness, and so you're not just holding on. I mean, you're always strapped in a zip line, but it's more of a seated thing. I'm not a zip line guy. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not a fan of heights and dangling, but I have zip lined, and it doesn't appeal to me. But if you are an adrenaline junkie, if you are somebody that likes zip lining, this is probably a must do for you, because it is, it's like one of those check it off your list kind of zip lines. So I've heard mixed reviews about this. I've heard people that were really looking forward to it, that loved it, and others that were like, "Meh." So, but it's very popular. And Mallory says that those are considered alpine coasters.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, okay, cool. And Tony's wondering if the key adds any benefits to things that are free on the island. So there are some things that are free on the island, like chairs that you can get. There are a lot of things you can pay for, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. I don't think there's anything specific that I am aware of that the key offers a benefit for, but there might be some little perks. Probably not. The key is mostly for like shows. It's for it might get you off the ship earlier. Sorry, didn't mean to say boat. It might have some perks like that, but I don't know that there's anything specific on the island that it'll help you with.
Yeah.
So there's also another dragon thing, right? If we're talking about dragons, it's the water slide.
The Dragon Splash.
Yeah, which just looks like this kind of a standard water slide. I don't know if it's newer. I had never heard about it till we started doing this research, but it exists. It's a thing.
It's a little water slide.
And it's a physical water slide, not like an inflatable thing on the water.
Yeah.
Water slide. But it's in that area.
You said the zip line is called the Dragon's
Breath.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also, we saw the Dragon's Firetail. Was that the other one?
Yeah, that was new too.
I'm sure we'll come across it. I don't have it.
It looks like
up.
a zip line that you do like kind of Superman pose.
Yeah,
on.
like it wraps around more like your chest and belly, and you're like going face down.
Yeah, yep. Adam says Alaska's back for 2021.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. And Dan says he loves zip lines.
Yeah.
Have you done that one, Dan? Really cool, but too quick, over too fast. Gotcha. Dragon's Flight. Mallory says Dragon's Flight. Yes, that makes more sense.
Yes,
well, I
it does.
Dragon's Breath, Dragon's Fire is kind of redundant. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll pop up when we get to it. And then some of the other excursions is there are some different cabanas and bungalows that you can rent. I'm not going to talk about each one because they're kind of what they are and they're different. Yeah,
various prices. They have different perks. If you're looking, this is a great place if you're looking for that nice, relaxing beach day. This is a place for that. And there are options from beds on the beach you can rent to these really kind of exclusive bungalow type things. There is a private island on there too that is for some of their higher guests and stuff called Barefoot Beach, I think, and it's also got things you can rent there. So there are a lot of different options for that kind of thing, varying in price depending on what the amenity is. But those are all options. But you can, I believe, get chairs for no cost, just regular lounger chairs.
Yeah,
and apparently they're
plentiful.
pretty plentiful, which is good.
Yes. And then another one is the Discover Haiti Coastal Cruise.
Okay.
Which is another cruise ride boat.
Some culture, some history, shipwrecks and coastal villages. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then the Dragon's Breath flight line, that's the zip line. The Dragon's Splash is the water slide. Dragon's Tail. And
you can do, I think we probably already said this, but you can do like a whole day pass for some of these, or you can do individual prices for some of these.
Yeah, Dragon's Fire flight line. Yeah, that's the like Superman like one. Floating beach mat.
Yeah, so that's like $20, basically $19. It's just a floating beach mat.
Yeah.
There's the bed is $175 is what it's going for right now. And you get a nice bed on the beach. It's not that private if you're thinking that. Okay, it's not. But
no, don't do that on the beach.
But if you just want to sleep on the beach, I mean, there's covers, I guess, if you're subtle or something. But yeah.
Okay. And then there's the Island Escape, which is, let's see, where does it take you to?
That's that sand island.
Oh, that takes you to Amiga Island as well.
Amiga Island, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it says yoga. You can do yoga on your Island Escape.
That's a stretch for me.
Okay. There's kayaks,
which you can rent for an hour for about $40 for an hour, which is a little pricey, but not bad for a cruise kayak adventure. They're not glass bottom. They are solid kayaks. Can't tell if I think they're sit on tops. Can't really tell.
Let's see if there's better
from
pictures.
the picture. If you're not sure what that means, so some kayaks you sit in and they're not really fully enclosed like a river kayak, but there's a cockpit that you sit in. And other ones, they're fully sealed and they have seats like kind of molded on the top, and you sit on those. Our kayaks that we have are sit on tops.
Yes.
I like sit on tops because I like to jump in the water, jump back out, that kind of thing. But the sit-ins are a little more comfortable generally. There's a walking history tour, so that's kind of cool. It's about $24 for an hour.
Yeah, that's cool. And then sip and paint, which is like a painting with a twist sort of thing.
Looks like they're painting a 3-dimensional thing though.
Are they? Okay, I'll click on it. Let's see. Learn how model boats are assembled by local master craftsmen. Okay, though, that sounds a lot more cool.
Yeah, see, that looks a little different.
Okay, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a snorkel safari.
But that's the one that we saw Don do, which looked good
I don't
the
think
video.
that's this one.
Oh,
he
a
did a different one.
No, so maybe they go to a different spot.
This is on a catamaran. He did a
speedboat. Oh yeah, he was on a little speedboat.
Yeah,
but it probably goes to the same spot.
Yeah.
Which again, the footage he had, there did look like there was some cool stuff there, but it's little. Like one of his comments is all the fish were very little. That's because the type of coral reef he was on is a juvenile coral reef. That's just the nature of that type of ecosystem. I thought it was really cool, but it might have there. I don't think there was a lot of it there, and it looked like the water was not super crystal clear, and there were things further down, and it was hard to tell the depth, but it looked like it was probably maybe 10 to 15 feet. Which, if you're going to stay on the surface, which he did, you get a full face mask, so you're staying on the surface pretty much. If the water's not super clear, you're not going to see a whole lot. You've got to be able to swim down. So if you're not a snorkeler that does that, it may not be the place to snorkel for you. And even if you are, there may be more exciting, different things to do on this island than snorkeling through the excursion. Just jump in the water, look at a few fish, and then, go do the roller coaster or something, or relax on the beach.
Yeah. And then there's the speedboat and snorkel, which is what we were just talking about, which is what Don did.
He said the speedboat was cool.
Yeah, he said he really liked the speedboat. Let's see. And then we have the sport fishing.
Okay, that's something that you see every now and then if you're into fishing. Sometimes those are available on these kind of areas. So that's expensive, though. That's $240.
Oh, wow.
So they must take you out on a boat. Yeah.
A scenic boat ride.
So this is like a chartered fishing expedition, basically. Yeah. So if you're really into fishing, this could be pretty exciting, I think.
Okay, and then we have the Lamadi Traditions, which is basically doing all the cultural stuff. Yeah. That's the gist. There's a lot more words. Oh, beer tasting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see colonial furniture, weaponry from Haitian Revolution, which I learned all about today, and a gigantic earth oven, waterfront guest house, Haitian voodoo. So it's history. There's a lot of opportunity for history and culture here. It looks like pretty cool. There's like some jet skis you can do. There's a lot of things like that you can rent and explore as well. What is that one? Is that a parasail?
Parasail.
That's the last one on there?
That's the last one on there.
So there you go. So Labadee, Haiti it looks like it's similar to maybe Half Moon Cay, Coco Cay, Princess Cay, some of these islands, but there does seem to be more to do than, say, Half Moon Cay, which I'm not saying anything bad about Half Moon Cay at all. I love Half Moon Cay, but there's extra amenities there. It looks like maybe it's not ideal or the best place to snorkel, But if you want a beautiful scenery and a relaxing day with multiple beaches, so there's not just one beach, this is going to be a great spot, and it looks like a lot of fun. Definitely want to get there at some point and check it out and have an actual Labadoozie in Haiti, where you're supposed to have a
You done with
Labadoozie.
your Labadoozie?
I'm not completely done with it, but I'm pretty close. Anything? Wow, you got a lot more Labadoozie than I do. Anything else you want to say about Haiti?
About Haiti? I don't know. I mean, I think it seems like a pretty good place to just chill. Like, if you've got a lot of other ports where you're going and doing like crazy active excursions, then this is definitely like your chill port. Or if you just like to chill, then this is the port for you.
Right, and that's one of the benefits of doing these sort of private island ports is you get off the ship, and this one is not a tender port. So you get off the ship, and you don't have to spend a dime. You can just go and enjoy some of the amenities that are there, and it's, to me, I like it more than like maybe that like Amber Cove or something that's a big built-up thing. I know a lot of people like those, but it's like a swimming pool. I go to a swimming pool in Florida. I want the Caribbean. So this is the Caribbean. So you can really experience that, and no stress, no problem, no worries. There's a free buffet lunch that you get. It's all food from the ship that they bring off. And
one of my favorite things about these private islands is you use your card. So whether it's your sail and sign card with Carnival, or your sea card with Royal Caribbean, or whatever your card is with whatever other cruise line that I haven't been on, you use your card at that port. So you don't have to carry around all kinds of cash and credit cards unless you're like going off and doing something.
Yeah, I don't know
separate.
if the vendors will probably won't take a C card, but
all the cruise line related things.
Yeah,
take that
to
card.
do the roller coaster and the water slide and to rent stuff and to get drinks. It's kind of like an extension of the ship.
Yeah,
And I think that's really the beauty of these private islands is they are literally an extension of the ship. So it's like you're still on board, and all the great positives about being on the ship and how easy and comfortable that is, but you're not on the ship. And so that's really what shines about all these private islands that are owned by one company, which the private islands are all pretty much in that situation. I shouldn't say island because it's not a private island. Labadee, Haiti is just a private port in Haiti. So there you go.
Cool.
We're going to get to the next segment now?
Is it time for that?
It's time. All right. Well, this cruise creature this week was inspired by some new animals that we actually got at work, which are some jellyfish. These are Atlantic sea nettles.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
I thought it was going to play like a video, but it's...
Is it not playing the video?
It's playing the video, but we're not on the screen.
Oh, that's okay.
I know.
So
go ahead.
So basically, if you are interested in seeing this video and you're listening, just go to YouTube, check it out. But basically, they're Atlantic sea nettles. They are a fairly common jellyfish. They are found all the way up the east coast of the United States, throughout the Gulf of Mexico. They're down in the Caribbean. They're in the South America. They are one of the largest range jellyfish in the world. Their size varies depending on where they're found, but typically they're fairly small bell shape on this jelly, usually just a few inches, but there are areas where they get more like, I think 7, 8, maybe even 9-inch bells on them. Really pretty jellyfish. Also, if you are watching the video, you may notice there's some different colorations that you might find. So you might see some that are kind of white and some that have a little bit of a maroon color to them, orange color to them. It just varies from species to species. But also in that video, if you're watching it, they have really, really long tentacles. And this is a jelly that can give you a sting. And I'm pretty sure this is the jellyfish that I've been stung by mostly. I've been stung by jellyfish quite a few times. And I think I usually don't see them, but I'm pretty sure this is what they are. Like I feel those long tentacles wrap around just because of the area that I'm in and the type of experience. I think it's a sea nettle. They're not horribly painful, but you'll know you got stung by a jellyfish. So pretty interesting. But what I really wanted to focus on, though, talking about jellies, is their life cycle, because jellyfish have a really interesting life cycle. So basically, the jellyfish that everybody thinks of as a jellyfish is that called the Medusa phase of the jellyfish, which is kind of that bowl shape, upside down bowl shape with the tentacles hanging off of it. That is the adult Medusa phase of the jellyfish. But when it comes to how jellyfish go through their life cycle, there's other phases. So what will happen is a boy jellyfish and a girl jellyfish who love each other very much. No, that's not actually what happens. The boy jellyfish will put a bunch of sperm out into the water, and then the female jellyfish, the girl jellyfish, will take that sperm in to some part of her, depending on the species, and mix it up, just like we did the Labadoozie, and ta-da, you get little planula, which are larval jellyfish, which look like little bitty microscopic flatworms. And what they will do is they will swim around and grow for a little bit, and then once they get to a certain size, they will settle onto a hard surface, and they're little tiny, like the size of a pencil tip, and they look like little baby sea anemones, little what's the word I'm looking for? Not a disc, but a little like a little cylinder with tentacles on it. There's another word I'm thinking of there. But anyway, they will look like that. And what they will do then depends on the water quality. So if the water quality is not ideal, they can clone themselves, and you will get more and more of these little polyp-shaped larvae.
Polyp, the word you were looking for?
Polyp's not the word. Basal disc is, I guess maybe disc was the word I was looking for. I don't know. Maybe that Labadoozie was stronger than I thought. Anyway, they will create more of these little polyps. So you can get hundreds and hundreds of these little polyps. They're all basically clones of the same thing. Then when the water quality is good, they will change and do something called a strobula, I think is the word. I don't have that on my page here. And they will strobulate. I might be saying that wrong. But basically what that means is they'll create little Medusa jellyfish, and they'll kind of stack up. And then the one on the top will get like released into the water. It'll swim away, and it'll grow up and become an adult jellyfish. And then they can make baby jellyfish, but it'll be through sexual reproduction, where you get your genetic diversity instead of just cloning and stuff.
So you can't see this because you don't have that screen up, but Dan said, I'm never going to look at a Labadoozie the same way again.
As you shouldn't. So interesting thing. Now, you may have heard of something called the Immortal Jelly. And the Immortal Jelly is, as the name would imply, essentially immortal. But let me explain what that means. Basically, the Immortal Jelly, it will go through this phase where it is in the little polyp phase, where it's putting out the little clones and stuff. And then the adults will grow into the adult Medusa phase. But if something happens, and this is one individual species, something happens that is negative to this jelly, like they have a bad day.
Someone calls them names.
Someone calls them names, jelly brain. They don't even have a brain. But what will happen is they can revert into the polyp phase and then produce more of the little Medusas, essentially making them immortal.
Oh.
Right? So they are literally potentially immortal unless something like eats them or something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
Right? It'd be pretty awesome. Like all of a sudden, you get to where, you're not feeling very well anymore. Maybe, you're getting a little up there in age, and then you just, boom, I'm just going to become a child again. And then when I'm ready, I'll become an adult again, and then I'll just keep doing that over and over again. It's like
Benjamin Button.
Yes. It is a lot like Benjamin Button. But that is it. That is the jellyfish. Do you have any questions about jellyfish? You're going to be working the jelly touch encounter tomorrow.
I am. We'll see how that goes.
Most common question I get at the jelly touch encounter is, does it sting?
Yeah, I know how to answer that one.
I say every 33rd person. No, I don't say that.
That would be a funny one. Yeah, usually I stick with the how does it feel? Oh yeah, I think so too. And then they're like, it's so cool, and then walk away, and then we do the same thing again. So that's how I get through doing what I don't typically do.
So if you're wondering what a jellyfish feels like, they are 90% water.
What do you think they feel like?
So they've got a little bit of structure to them called the mesoglia.
You're being like just what does it feel like?
It feels like silicone.
Okay. So when people walk up and they're like terrified to touch it,
like jelly,
I tell them it feels like a wet gummy bear.
Oh, that's a pretty good description.
You can't say silicone to a 3-year-old.
Look, okay, but more than one person has said that they remind them of certain implants that will further indulge.
Yes, but children won't say that.
No, they won't. Well, I mean, you never know.
Well, that's true.
Actually, but
wet gummy bear works for everyone.
Wet gummy bear is a much better way to describe that. And
it's kind of what it feels like. like you were saying, it's kind of solid-ish feeling, but it's
gelatinous
and a little slimy.
A little bit slimy, a little bit rock and roll.
Okay.
And that's it. You know, we don't let people touch the tentacles, not because they'll sting. The species that you have in touch areas are not ones that are going to sting you in any way that you could feel. But jellyfish, coral, anemones, they're all related. They have these stinging cells, and some of them don't sting. Some of them just grip, and they're kind of sticky. And some of them may do both. Well, on these jelly animals, that you would not get stung and feel pain, but they might stick. And then if somebody moves their hand real quick, it could tear them, because they're 90% water. They're very fragile life forms. And we actually have a really good success ratio with jellies in this encounter, but that's because we are very strict about how people interact with them to make sure they're doing it in a gentle way. Don't touch jellies in the wild, though.
No,
bad
don't
idea.
Do that.
Especially if you're in Australia or really Indonesia, any of those places. It's a bad idea.
Or in general, just don't do that.
Usually you're okay if you touch the bell, but there are some exceptions to that rule.
What's one of those exceptions?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know there are some that have stinging cells on the bell, but most of them don't. Most of them, it's on the tentacles.
Okay.
Only. So
cool.
There's always exceptions. Never say always when you're talking about biology, because there's always an exception to that rule. Always. Except there's no exception to the not being an exception.
Okay.
All right. We got anything else?
I don't think I have anything else that I can think of. Well, actually, because we have a couple minutes, let's talk about Teespring, because that's a thing that we have.
Okay.
We have merch on Teespring, and we've recently updated all of it so that it's like...
We updated the catalog. We didn't even really add a new design. We just added new version of a design. We
added the Fantastic Studios design.
Oh yeah, that wasn't on there, was it?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So we did add a new design.
I mean, we did that a few weeks ago. And we talked about it then. But if you didn't listen to that or you forgot, that's a thing we did.
So go and check that out. You can find the link in the show notes to our podcast, to YouTube, over on the Fantastic Cruising community on Facebook.
Oh, and here, one real quick, since it's on here. Tony says, how many tentacles does an octopus have?
Oh.
Well, Tony.
Is that a trick question, Tony?
Oh, is it? Is that a trick question?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see what he says.
He said tickles at first, so that's even better.
How many tickles does it? Is all the tickles tickle?
If you think the answer is 8,
you're wrong.
Because it's not. What is the answer, Kimbra?
0.
They don't have any tentacles. They have, what do they have?
They have arms.
They have arms. Yeah. So what's the difference? The difference is that arms are able to move and manipulate things, and that's what an octopus can do. Tentacles are like think of the jellyfish, where they're just kind of these wavy things. They might be able to move them a little bit, but they don't have near the muscle control. And so that's how science differentiates between those two things. We're not saying that to be persnickety. We're saying that because it just helps us describe things more specifically so that we know what we mean when somebody says, hey, this animal has tentacles, this animal has arms. And we go, oh, I already know a little bit more about what you're describing. So that's it.
Cool. Tentacles.
Tentacles. Tentacles.
Oh.
I get it. A squid has 2 tentacles.
I get it.
You
That
can
was
say
a
that.
joke.
That was
How
a joke.
many tickles does an octopus have? Tentacles.
Tentacles.
Oh.
But they do, but see, I just ruined your joke, Tony. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, I did not get that at all. But it's funny.
It is funny.
All right. Do you have anything else?
I got nothing.
Perfect. Well, then on that note, it's time to head for the horizon. And until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. We're back. Thanks for hanging in after the credits. If you are listening in the future, watching in the present, this is when we come on and do something fun and exciting after the credits roll. But we're not very prepared tonight. I think because we knew we had to work tomorrow. We're just not.
This week has just
prepared.
kind of totally thrown us off.
It has a bit. We had fun last weekend. Well, that's what we can do. We can talk about what we did last weekend. We were going to go kayaking, but it was kind of windy. So we changed our minds from that. And then they finally opened the spring that's right by us called Lithium Springs. It's like 20 minutes away. And we've been waiting for the spring to open because all the other springs in Florida have opened except for Lithium Springs. So Lithium Springs finally opens. We went to check it out and we went back the next day. We were filming. We've started filming stuff for our fantastic guide to snorkeling. I sort of started that with the Cruise Geeks, but we're going to redo what I did, and we're going to focus more on. We're going to do gear stuff. That's what I did with the Cruise Geeks one, but we're going to really focus on snorkeling techniques, and they're going to be short videos. So it'll be this tip and that tip and this tip and that tip. So we've already got several things filmed. We just have to edit them, put them together, get them all polished up, and get them out there for you guys. But if there's something you want to know about snorkeling, then let us know, and we will add it to the list. We've already had a couple of suggestions that we have. I think we already had them on the list, but you never know. We might not think of something.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, so
Okay.
now
Time to just chat.
Now we can just relax. It's
Okay.
It's really hard for me to understand the camera dynamics here.
Dan says, which line has the water slide that goes around the upper deck of the ships? Disney. Is there also a roller coaster and just a slide? I do think that's Disney. They do the clear slide that goes out over the edge of the ship. And there is not a roller coaster on Disney.
No.
But the Mardi Gras, which hopefully will be sailing soon, is the only ship with a roller coaster on it.
Yes. Yeah, there are some other water slides on cruise ships that go out over the edge a little bit. But,
yeah.
But Disney has one that's like a clear thing. I don't know. It's different. It's different. Stacy just got back. Hey, Stacy, we just wrapped up the regular podcast, but we're here to chat now, so you have good timing in that regard. And yeah, Mike, I know we are. I'm glad you're looking forward to that. I hope people are looking forward to that. I feel like that is kind of, like I said, we're not the drink experts. We're not the experts at making drinks. We're just good at drinking them. But I won't say that we're the experts at snorkeling, but I do feel like we have some experience in that area that we can share and help people out. Because I see a lot of people make mistakes with snorkeling that could be avoided and make the experience a lot better for them or improve their skills and stuff like that.
I'm working on my free diving.
She is. She's doing quite well. Kimbra has some weird stuff with her ears. She has a real hard time clearing her ears. And so when we scuba dive, she can kind of take her time and do that. But free diving, you have to clear them as you go. You're not taking 5 minutes to get to the bottom. So, but we're working on it. She's making progress. What's funny is we went to Lithium Springs, and it's not a super deep spring. It's only probably like maybe 8 feet deep at the deepest point. But, there's all these young 20-somethings there, and they're all trying to swim underwater and hold their breath. They can't even make it down and touch the grate. And, of course, I'm showing off and sitting on the bottom for 2 minutes. But Kimbra, I mean, who's just learning the freediving thing, like she's going down and staying down there for like 30 seconds or more, which is way longer than they were. So I thought you did really well.
Thanks.
You did a good job.
My ears is my biggest challenge, I think. Really, I could probably work on holding my breath longer, but my focus is so much on my ears when I'm down there that it takes up everything.
Tony's asking a question here.
Okay. This one here?
Yep.
Royal Caribbean versus Carnival ship question. In regards to the ship, I felt like the Carnival ship we were on, it says in, I'm going to say on.
I mean, he was in it.
That's true.
To be fair.
The Sunshine, when we were on the upper decks, like the Lido and such, it was very open. But the Royal Caribbean ships, maybe that's a question. They seem more closed. Is there a big difference?
So I can only speak to my experience on Royal Caribbean ships, which are not the big mega ships. To me, they feel pretty similar. There's definitely some differences. Like if you just drop me on a ship, I'm going to know real fast if it's a Royal Caribbean or a Carnival or a Norwegian ship or an MSC ship for that matter. But overall, the layout is not extremely different. It is going to vary from ship to ship, maybe more than from cruise line to cruise line.
I think one of the things, now I don't know if this is the case for all Royal Caribbean ships, but a lot of them that I've seen, like when I was doing my Royal Caribbean training for Fintastic Travel, if you need to book a cruise, come to us. There's my shout out.
There you go.
A lot of the 21 and older is in the solarium, which is actually an enclosed area. So that might be kind of why it feels that way. And I have to say, it was kind of like that on the Brilliance. There was an open pool deck, but the solarium, which is the 21 and older, is enclosed.
And that can be a positive or negative depending on your weather and stuff like that. It's never blazing hot. You're not going to get sunburnt in there, but it's also nice to be outside. So I can see pluses and minuses for that, but that is something that is going to be on certain classes of Royal Caribbean ships and not on others. And it's a give and take thing. Like I said, there's things I like about those kind of environments, things I don't.
Yeah.
So it really depends, but I still feel like there's plenty of areas that are kind of outside. Now, my favorite ships that I've been on, other than like my favorite ship is the Legend, but that I've been on. But I mean, there are things about like the Breeze and the Vista that I really, really like. And the thing that I really, really like about those ships is that they have whole decks that are really dedicated to having an outside area to walk around. And the different restaurants and bars kind of expand out into that space. And that is, to me, a really cool asset because I do like to be out in the open air, but I don't necessarily like to be on the pool deck. So for me, it doesn't matter as much, I guess, if it's a solarium or a pool deck, but that does make a bigger difference for my style of what I like.
What I really like is, and I've only seen it on, I mean, I've only been on 5 cruise. Well, I've only been on 4 ships, but on some of the ships I've been on, they have like the half shell, like big chair things. I really like those that are like, you can face the water, but they're on like a deck that's off on its own, because I don't necessarily like to just lay in the sun because I know I will burn. So I like those so I can like scooch back and snuggle up in the back of it so the sun's not hitting me, and like chill and listen to my book and still watch the water. Yeah. And I'm outside, but I'm not exposed.
Yeah, and that's another thing. So you're talking about the adult area. Remember we couldn't think of the name of that last week?
Yeah.
On the Carnival ship? Do you remember what it's called now?
I could have told you 3 minutes ago because I said it to myself.
The Serenity deck.
The Serenity. I literally, when I said solarium, I said Serenity to myself.
I blank on names like that all the time. But anyway,
hey,
depending on the ship that you're on, that Serenity deck can be in a really horrible spot or a really great spot. Like if it's in some ships, it's in the bow. And if you're moving, it's just like a wind fest. Where other ships, it's in the aft, and it's usually much nicer.
Jennifer, Facebook user, is on.
Jennifer, Facebook user.
She said the unknown Facebook user.
Hey, Jennifer. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been a lot of ships, obviously, but I really I mostly like the setup on the Paradise for the Serenity deck because it's right in the back of the ship. And you've got all the chairs. There's a couple little hot tubs, but then like it goes back like up under a deck. So you can also sit, you're still outside, but you can sit back. On the Liberty, I didn't really like the Serenity deck.
Yeah. Where is it at on the Liberty?
It's on the back, but it's at the top and it's actually 2 levels.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not well laid out. Like there's not really space on it.
Yeah. So this is what I would tell you, Tony. No matter what ship you're on, no matter what cruise line you're on, when you first get on that ship, most people like to explore. I highly encourage you to do that. Beforehand, I know you're going to do research because you're like me in that regard. Do your research, kind of get a feel for the ship layout. But when you get actually on the ship, investigate and find those spots that you are going to like, and then you'll know where to go. And you're going to find that experience that you want on probably any ship you go on. But the key is knowing where that spot is. So that's what you don't want to wait until halfway through the cruise and go, oh, I wish I would have been coming out here the whole time, because I've done that before. Don't make that mistake. The other thing is, like, another good reason to do that investigation and homework beforehand is for days like embarkation day. If you get on a ship, that the first thing people do when they get on the ship is they go right to the buffet, especially if they can't check into their rooms yet. There's an advantage of the key. They're going to go right to the buffet because they want the food, they want to eat. And hey, I get that, but that makes for sometimes a really crowded buffet, which is full of people and their luggage, because they brought all their luggage with them. They didn't check it, all their carry-ons. Sometimes they just don't check anything. And that can be, everybody's stressed out. They just went through security. They've been waiting in lines. They've been driving. That's the most stressful day of the ship is embarkation day, and maybe a little bit of disembarkation time. But do yourself a favor and see if your ship has any alternate eating places if you want to get food, because I get it. I want to get food when I get on the ship. See if it has any alternate eating places, and then a lot of times people don't know about those, and you can go and you can find a nice peaceful place to get food and avoid all of the chaos and stuff. So that's another good little cruise tip for you guys out there. Also, think about things like this. Pack a swimsuit or wear a swimsuit onto the ship. That first day before everybody can get to their rooms, most people didn't think ahead, and they're not able to get on the water slide. They're not able to go into the pool. They're not able to go into the hot tub because they aren't dressed for it, and they don't have any place to really change very conveniently. They may have packed all their stuff in their suitcase, which they checked. If you want to get in the water on the first day, it can be a really great opportunity for that. So those are some like little tips that you can kind of maximize your experience on most ships. I mean, some ships don't have an alternate, but usually they're smaller ships, so you don't probably have to deal with as many people anyway. Yeah, Mike says disembark is stressful for them. What is Stacy saying? I want to go on the new Norwegian Prima. It looks awesome. I haven't looked at that ship at all. Have you looked at that ship at all? I need to look into that ship and see what that's all about, because I'm not familiar with that one. Disembarkation is the most stressful time for me because even though I'm stressed a little bit, not as much anymore, because I've kind of got the experience down, but I used to be more stressed on embarkation day. But even if I am a little stressed, I know that the cruise is about to begin. So, I mean, how stressed can you be? I see people like losing their mind on the first day of the cruise. And I'm just like, come on, you are about to go on a relaxing multi-day virtually stress-free vacation. Let it go, people. Just let it go. Relax. Slow down, take your time, sit back, take a breath, relax. Getting off the ship, I don't want to get off the ship. I'm already cranky about that. I don't want to have to get off the ship. So that can be a little more stress on that one.
Yeah. Ways
to avoid that, it won't help completely. I don't have a solution for this, but things like get your mindset that you don't have to be the first ones off the ship. Take your time. Why are you in such a hurry to get to your car and drive home or get to the air? If you maybe have to get to the airport, that may be a little different. You don't have a choice, but we don't ever have to do that. So
right.
I used to be like, oh, I get trying to get on the ship first, but why do you got to get off the ship first? I know it's boring. You're just sitting there. You can't use the amenities, but just, look at your pictures, look at your videos, look at all your emails that you missed if you didn't have the internet package. Do a breakfast. Stay in your stateroom as long as you can until they make you leave. And you may not be the first one off the ship, but you're probably going to have a little bit less stressful time. Unless you do something like the Key or Faster to the Fun, and then you can get off a little bit earlier. And that way you get earlier off, and then you also avoid some of the stress.
Yeah.
So that's another option, but you got to, you pay your money and you get your benefits, or if you are at a certain level, you may get those perks as well. Mike says, we like Faster the Fun so we can get on and relax. Yes. That I don't pay for Faster the Fun so I can get off the ship first. I pay for Faster the Fun so I can get on the ship first, and I can get off the ship at ports first. That I do, but yeah, for sure. Our issue is remembering everything. Left the backpack full of snorkel gear. Oh no, on a cruise, so mad. Were you able to recover that? I don't know how what happens if you do that. You can go back and pick it up the next time they're in port if you're live by that port, or are you just SOL? I don't know. I don't know. I always check things and then check them again, and then I check them a third time, and then I would have Kimbra check it because I probably missed something, and then check it one more time, and then I check it again, and then I leave, and then I go back and check it, and then I leave again. I'm not that bad, but that's how I feel like I should be.
That's kind of how it is sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, Stacy likes Faster the Fun too. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm undecided on the Key. We got the Key on our Brilliance cruise, and for what we paid for it, I thought it was a great value. Really enjoyed it. It depends on the cruise with the Key. It's the benefits vary and stuff, but on certain cruises, it's definitely the way to go, I think. But Faster to the Fun, I will get it. The only time maybe I wouldn't get Faster to the Fun is if it was there were no tender ports, no ports that I was really worried about getting off quickly. Yeah, I mean, maybe I wouldn't get it. I'd still would like it though. I'd still enjoy it. But if there's a tender port, I'm probably gonna get Fasters of the Fun if it's available. Now I don't know if we'll get it though. We're booked on the horizon for September. If that cruise goes, I don't know. I haven't even seen it available. I don't know if Fasters of the Fun's been available for the cruise.
I don't think so either. I don't even know if they're gonna put it out until they know if the cruise is going.
And I don't know that it would be worth it because that cruise is probably going to be at low capacity.
Yeah.
So it may not really matter for that cruise. But that, of course, is, let's hope, an exception and not the rule.
Yeah.
Mike says, no, we called our parents who were still on the ship, never recovered. Oh, we evidently sat the bag down when leaving. Oh, so you got it out of the room. You just left it somewhere. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I always have either 2 or 3 bags on me. I've got a suitcase. I've got my dive bag. And then I have a carry-on with my tech stuff. And I am like super aware of those 3 things. And so I don't forget it. But it's kind of like my assigned bags. Like, I feel like I have, like, these are my bags. I carry these. Kimbra has her bags. She carries those. So there's never any, well, I think she has that one. I don't need to worry about it. I don't know if that would have saved your situation or not, but, and I don't know that's, you have a different situation too, because you have kids. So that probably changes the dynamics of everything. You know, hey kid, a wonderful child. Room steward said it was not in the room.
All right, Matt. I think we need to jump off here soon.
Yeah, probably.
It is getting late.
Unfortunately, we do have to work tomorrow. We may pop over to
Down Under
Cruisers for a minute to say hi, but we probably won't stick on there very long because we need to relax for a minute and then go to bed. But thank you everybody for tuning in tonight and hanging out with us. We've got some fun stuff lined up for the future of the podcast. So keep tuning in, keep checking it out. And we appreciate all of you guys very much.
Absolutely.
All right. See you later.